It's day 12. You join me about a mile west of the town of Melksham. But what I'll do is take you back an hour or so and catch you up on where I am now. So the town of Melksham, I wouldn't call this one of the highlights of the walk. Started off just passing through some sort of standard town city housing. I then made my way down to the river. It was a bit overcast on this day, not too much rain, so I didn't get too wet. Now, a couple of bits of history for this town. It used to be part of a massive royal forest several hundred years ago, and there was also a spa built here. A couple of local businessmen in the process of digging for coal found some springs and decided to set up a spa. Unfortunately, it didn't really take off because we're so close to Bath here, which has got such a famous spa. Anyway, from the town itself, I made it out to the A350. I couldn't cross because, as you can see, it was so busy. So I headed back through some more housing and out into the countryside. So my way lays ahead across this stile and across the field. The question is, do I go for it? There's ample flooding down there, and to some extent around the edge as well. I should be walking down to the Avon, which runs along here, crossing this little stream that runs down there, but I don't think I'm going to make that. So that means doubling back again, heading over to this farm, which is just across behind me, and trying to find another route. Today's turning into a bit of a challenge. And there we go, just crossed across into the next field, and I seem to have a fairly well worn, fairly dry track path to follow, which means I can avoid that. There's the Avon. Just to show you how lucky I am here, look, this is a path literally just here. It's the height of the water, so we're walking at the level of the river, and there's plenty of signs here of flooding, although it is fairly dry underfoot. That's just unbelievable. Another view across the fields we're crossing. You can see way off in the distance there. That's where we're heading. That's the end of our walk today. Nice little church that we'll take a quick look at on the outside. But, yeah. Just approaching the river again. I look to be about a metre above it now, so hopefully that's the worst of the flooding. It's actually quite pleasant today, there's not many people about, and so again the river's just there. Just thought I'd show you the size of this field that you've just looked at, and it's just the flooding. If this river rose, say by a metre, 200-300 metres, this could all be flooded. And the openness here really lends itself to creating a peaceful environment. I think this is probably one of, if not the most peaceful places I've walked during this source to sea challenge. I feel like I'm miles away from everyone, although just across the river behind you there is actually a manor. Another Second World War bunker there, the other side of the river, guarding the Avon. I guess if this walk tells us anything, it's that the Avon, which is in no way in modern days considered a vital trade route, obviously was in the Second World War. They obviously thought there was going to be troop movements up and down the river, as is shown by the 5-10 pillboxes we've seen when we've been closer to the river on this challenge. We're just approaching what will be the highlight of the walk today. This has made it all worthwhile. It's a bridge called Packhorse Bridge. Beautiful old stone bridge, I think you'll agree. And something I've been looking forward to getting to for the last few days walks I've had. What it was used for, I'm unsure. Obviously it's not wide enough to take a cart, but definitely foot traffic and horses. I mean, The answer is in the name, I guess. So I think you'll agree, absolutely beautiful bridge, stuck out in what is, and I'll give you the 360, in the absolute middle of nowhere. Got to be one of the highlights of the whole challenge so far. I absolutely love it here. Well worth a visit if you ever get the chance. Now, this very long straight hedge here is also slightly banked up, and it runs at, stops with a river here and then runs off into the distance over there. Now, that was the route for the branch line, the Deviser's branch line, which was shut down in the 60s, I believe. So we've got another piece of heritage here. As we approach it, let's see what's still here to be seen of it. Oh, it's rather wet here as well. Look, that's the Avon just there, and I'm walking here again, right close to the level of the water. Here we go, here we go. Okay, so you can see just behind you there, the stonework remains of what would have been the bridge for the railway. Long abandoned, but the remains are still clinging to life for us to see today, which is quite nice. We are not in luck here. We've got literally a lake here to the point where there's swans on it. This is my footpath line straight through there. If I can get around, I will. I'll give it a quick try, but we could be in for a massive detour here. Man alive. Literally the river's just here, and then this water. So am I going to be able to get through there? Let's find out. And we are in luck. Luckily, there's a little bank between the field and the swans and the river itself, which again is ominously high just across to my right here. But yeah, look, this little bank take me safely through. I should be able to wind my way around the edge of the field, and then there's a bridge just down there. Let's crack on up this hill. There is a bit more ahead. You can just see a rather beautiful church awaits us. So we've made it, the end of day 12. This church marks the end of my walk for today. Join me in the next episode, where I'm going to be heading west towards the town of Bristol-on-Avon, which is a beautiful little town that I'm sure we'll enjoy exploring. So I'll see you then. Thanks very much. Cheers.